I'll definitely watch
Okay.
Emily in Paris season 2 for the plot.
The plot is not just Le Hot Chef. The plot involves Gabrielle. Hi, I'm Lili Collins.
And I'm Eschli Pak. And this is everything you need to know about Emily in Paris
before you see season 2.
Spoilers ahead.
Fun.
Vibrant.
Binge-worthy.
I mean, we should say Paris in there somewhere, right? Emily in Paris is Emily in Paris.
Santé.
Santé.
Emily is a young marketing executive from Chicago who is transferring in season 1 to Paris to become a new marketing exec in Savoir, which is already an established French company. She's a bubbly, bright, bold, a little bit obvious young woman.
Unless I miss something, you don't speak French.
Fake it till you make it. She's always taken risks with her fashion, but I definitely think if she knew she was going to somewhere like Paris, she'd amp it up a little bit and probably go out and buy
She was like, I'm gonna get the Mona Lisa bag, I'm gonna get the Eiffel Tower shirt.
And the funny thing is, I don't think she thinks that that's like weird. I think she genuinely is like, oh, they'll appreciate this.
That's what's endearing about her. Like everything Emily does is right on brand, on the nose, and it's very sweet. Both Emily and Mindy have the Mary Poppins
It's Mary Poppins.
suitcase. It's just things just keep going
coming.
out. Yeah.
Just keep coming.
Mindy Chen is a fellow expat. She is Emily's first and best friend in Paris.
American?
Yes. But did you think that I was French?
Honestly, no, I was being polite. You look American.
And she has escaped her life as a soon-to-be heiress in China. They meet in season 1 and she's a nanny and just trying to figure out what she wants to do, but it really serves as a guide for Emily along the way and kind of explains how to navigate French culture.
Maybe you suggest you cook it longer?
Yeah, I'll take yours.
No.
Take mine.
Come on, the customer is always right.
No, here the customer is never right.
And we get to see a lot more of her vulnerability as she opens up with Emily in season 2. She just got fired and she's an MC at a drag club now, and she's living with her bestie. I mean, I think some of the most fun one-liners were ones that came out of Lily and Ashley in the scene and improving. I think probably the best one was I'd bon appetit him.
Yeah.
I'd bon appetit him.
Because I think that I was just looking at Lily and I was just repeating what he said, and I didn't realize until it came out of my mouth that I'd bon appetit him has a bit of an innuendo.
But I also love that in the edit, they use
The laugh.
They use the reaction of where we're like, what did you say? Gabrielle is the hot chef neighbor that Emily befriends and finds herself in a epic love triangle with, and all drama ensues.
Does he live above you or below you?
Below me.
Okay. Camille is on one of the points of this love triangle with Emily and Gabrielle. She is an awesome, chic French girl who works in an art gallery that Emily befriends halfway through the season, and who she finds out is Gabrielle's girlfriend.
I just had dinner with Randy Zimmer.
Here?
Yeah, no, the food's fabulous.
I know, the chef is my boyfriend.
Gabrielle?
But Camille is also someone who befriends Emily and is very good about guiding her through what Paris is like.
Sylvie Gratteau is Emily's boss at Savoir in France, who gives her a really hard time, but ultimately starts to warm up to her.
I am so excited to be here.
Well, that's very unfortunate.
And you also find out that she, in season 1, was the mistress of Antoine Lebert.
Well, I guess that means you're staying at Savoir, huh?
Of course, Sylvia. I would never leave you.
And he is the head of the Laveau company.
It's a little controversial. I like it.
Pierre Cardot is the infamous French designer who famously calls Emily a basic bitch.
Julien and Luc are 2 of the co-workers of Emily at Savoir.
Luke and I would like to take you to lunch.
Now.
Both characters are very, very good at their job, and they become friends with Emily after a little bit of resistance. I think they start by calling her a little hazing.
Bonjour la plouc.
Bonjour la Luke. Bonjour la...
Bonjour.
What they really revere is good work and ethic, and they become endeared to Emily very soon and are a joy to watch on screen and be
Impossible
around.
to work with in that they make us laugh all the time, that it's almost impossible to get through a scene because they're so brilliant at comedy.
Beautiful earrings.
Nah, not for the nipple.
Emily doesn't know anyone in France, so she's a bit of fish out of water and alone in her journey so far. She asks to have lunch with every individual person at Savoir to better get to know them and, you know, create morale in the office.
Do you want to have lunch?
No, I'll have a cigarette.
She then goes and has lunch, meets Mindy, thank goodness. On her way back, she sees that all of them were actually dining together but just left her out, and I feel like that was a really pivotal moment for her to realize she's kind of got to either sink or swim, and if she wants to survive in this company, she's gonna have to show them the strength and tenacity that she has to keep going.
Okay, so here's my number. You're lonely, you text me, we have dinner. I'm Mindy.
Emily, nice to meet you.
We shot this scene. It was the very first scene of the series that we shot on our very first day of shooting together, and I think a really beautiful part of it was that Lily and Ashley were really kind of committing to a lifetime friendship too, just as Emily and Mindy were. And there was just the excitement of it being the first day and us going on this adventure together.
And I think we both were overwhelmed in a lot of ways, and so for Emily actually openly expressing, I just like don't know what to do, there's all these things, you know, it felt very true to kind of how I was feeling. And then I feel like some of what you're saying was what we both needed to hear.
Right.
Because we both were like, this is so foreign to us, and like we need that support and that reinforcement, and we both, I think, were able to provide that for each other.
Right.
It's very special. It's very meta. At the end of season 1, we're left not really knowing what's gonna happen, in that Sylvie fires Emily.
Get out of my office. Clear out your desk. Don't show your face here ever again.
And also Gabrielle says that he is gonna leave to go open his own restaurant.
I thought you were leaving this morning.
So did I.
Antoine Lambert funds Gabrielle to stay in Paris because he buys the restaurant that he was working at and makes him head chef.
I could not bear to see Paris lose its most promising young chef.
Antoine wants to back me in a restaurant.
Emily had just slept with Gabrielle the night before.
I didn't want that to be the last time that we saw each other, and I'm gonna miss you so much. And
And now he's staying, now she has to face this guy, they still live in the same building. She doesn't know what's happening with work.
So if you are to remain at Savoir, it won't be so easy on you going forward.
It's a little bit of a cluster.
So that cliffhanger though, it was when Camille texts you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because
Or
we don't know if
texts.
she knows or not.
Yeah. And also, like, she is leaving Paris relatively soon.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, okay, this is just a blip in the adventure. This is not full time, and then we got to go to a season 2.
Yeah.
And it got to all get bigger and better. Look at my face.
What is the American version of Emily in Paris? Like someone from France moves to Florida and has to wrestle a gator? What is the American version of Emily in Paris? I mean, I think it's any person going to a mega city for the first time. I remember when I
100%.
first moved to New York City,
Yeah.
it was like, whoa, what? And you know, you pass by someone and you accidentally bump into them and they yell profanity at you and you're like, sorry, oh my gosh, we have a good morning. And then you realize after living in New York for 6 years, you don't have to do that, just keep walking. I'll definitely watch Emily in Paris season 2 for the plot.
The plot is not just Le Hot Chef. The plot involves Gabrielle. Season 2 has like a lot of new characters that we're excited about, a lot of twists and turns, and you know, that love triangle just keeps on percolating.
Love that you're a fan of him. Well, Emily in Paris, I see you, and like what I see. You are not afraid of what people think. A lot of girls less worthy of my love, are scared to wear such a stereotypical outfit in France, but not you. You celebrate this culture. You wear your heart on your sleeve. That is so true.
I love that. Thank you.
Emily does wear her heart on her sleeve.
In her mind, she's not ever making fun of, she's paying tribute to.
She's super earnest.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And remember to watch Emily in Paris season 2 on Netflix.
We hope you like it.